This is Newcap News with Brian Lentz.
Well, here in home, skating is one of the most popular activities during a winter that may not allow for much else. But when deciding to step on the ice, there are many things you must consider, as thin ice is a very real danger this time of year. The city of Lloydminster cautions residents to keep off of retention lakes that appear to be frozen. With the unpredictable weather, ice surfaces have become very dangerous.
We've had, cold weather, and we have some warm weather, so your ice is not given a good freeze, and it's some of the ice conditions are not that great around here. We've had reports of animals falling through the ice, so it's still not safe for anyone to be on the ice at this point.
There are many other invisible factors that can contribute to thin and dangerous ice. Vegetation, animal activity, snow insulation, and wind are all things to watch out for.
You could fall in, within 2-3 feet of the shore, and not so much later or farther out on the lake. So you've got to be very careful this time of the year.
Chief Namier says that if you must be around any ice, make sure you wear the appropriate gear, such as a life jacket, and make sure someone knows where you are. If you fall through the ice, time is of the essence, and calling 911 immediately is essential.
Wait till the officials clear the ice and let you know that it's safe to go on.
Skating surfaces are expected to be open by mid-December. Well, Lloydminster was buzzing with Christmas spirit on Saturday as the 10th annual Here Comes Santa Claus event took over the downtown core. As Michaela Henschel reports, this year's event was another huge success.
Well, Santa took some time out of his busy schedule leading up to the big day to meet with the boys and girls of Lloydminster, all of which are on the nice list this year.
They have been fantastic. No complaints from Santa this year. It's just great to see all the children, the smiles on their face. It's such a great community. I love being here.
The event had many attractions and characters to meet, including someone who isn't on Santa's nice list, the Grinch, who was arrested for trying to steal the nice boys and girls' presents.
Somebody was really excited to see everybody here today, including Santa Claus and Olaf and even the Grinch, even though we might have been a little bit mad at him for stealing all the presents.
And that's me.
This has been a joy to do each and every year, but being the 10th annual, I think we've had a few more people come out to see Santa, the Grinch, and Mickey and Minnie Mouse, and Olaf is downtown. There's just a whole lot going on.
A new attraction this year was the Polar Plunge, where brave folks raised money for the Handy Van Society and took an icy plunge for the cause.
Oh, get in there! Way to go!
I think it's just a nice addition to the event. It gives people, while they're down here having hot dogs and hot chocolate, an opportunity to watch some crazy people jump in the water. So, yeah, I think it's a good match for sure.
All of the activities were free for everyone to enjoy, something that wouldn't be possible without the generosity of the community.
We have so many great sponsors that step up, and they keep this a completely and totally free day. So if it wasn't for the sponsors, we wouldn't be able to hold it.
And even though Santa took the day off to celebrate in the border city, everything in the North Pole is right on track.
Everything is running smoothly. The elves are working diligently. Everything's going to be right on time.
Michaela Henschel, Newcap News.
Well, Christmas is still weeks away, but anyone who attended Tom Jackson's Canada 150 at Vic Juba on Friday evening is already feeling the holiday spirit. Josh Ryan sat down with the actor and singer to discuss his new tour and the importance of bringing a smile to people's faces.
After 30 years of entertaining audiences across Canada with the recently retired Huron Carol tour, Tom Jackson is enjoying a transition with Canada 150, sharing stories of his many experiences on the road in places that most Canadians have never seen.
But I want to take you there because they're wonderful places, places like Old Crow in the Yukon and places like Kispiox in BC.
Part of the inspiration for this year's tour came from last year's Huron Carol, when Jackson and his team were stranded in a makeshift shelter amidst a blizzard in Manitoba.
We had the opportunity to bring joy to 100 people that had very little joy at that moment.
Joy is perhaps the major element of the show, which Jackson hopes to bring to every audience he comes across.
Like, it's great you can bring help, you can bring love, which is a better verb than it is a word. But what if you could to find joy and bring it to somebody, what would that look like?
And for fans of the Huron Carol, Jackson says they are licensing the script and show for anyone who wants to produce a show for a food bank or charity.
Here in Lloyd, you could have 3 schools may want to do a version of the Huron Carol. And they could all do the version, and they could all donate the money that they raised to the local food bank.
Josh Ryan, Newcap News.
Well, the holiday season is upon us, which means many people will be socializing with family and friends. However, it's also a dangerous time of year with more cases of drunk driving. As we see in this week's edition of Retrospect, police have been making themselves visible to ensure everyone gets home safe.
It's a familiar sight. Once the Christmas lights come out, these lights can also be found shining through the night. December is check stop month for local RCMP. Lloydminster officers know the arrival of the jolly holiday also means Christmas parties and lots of celebration. They don't want to dampen the holiday spirit, just make sure everyone gets home safe.
The check stops may remind people to take advantage of such programs as designated driver, or to use the local taxi companies or friends.
Check stops will be set up several times a week throughout the month in different locations around the border city, with extra focus on evenings and weekends.
Drunk driving was a problem then as it is now, and police continue to do a check stop blitz in December to keep people safe.
Drive home a reminder that impaired driving is a deadly activity, and it's one of those things that we really want people to plan safe rides home. Make sure that you don't drink and drive. The holiday season is a time where there's a lot of Christmas parties and people are out in the community. We just want people to get home safe.
Check stops are a way to remind people when driving impaired, you're putting more than yourself at risk.
Make that, extra effort to make sure that you get home safe as well as everybody else that's on the road. It's not just you, if you're the one that's choosing to drive drunk, that's affected. It's everybody that you're putting at risk on the streets as well.
That's all for Retrospect.
This is Newcap Sports.
Well, it's been a struggle for the Bonnyville Pontiacs of late. Entering play Friday, the team is on a 5-game slide. And as Lance Phillips reports, the road doesn't get any easier with a game against the AJHL's top team. That, and the team is permanently without one of its best players.
For the first 6 minutes of Friday's game, you'd never know the Okotoks Oilers were ranked 3rd in Canada. Bonnyville controlled play, jumping out to a quick 2-0 lead. But by the end of 2, it was Okotoks that held a 1-goal advantage, and a complete Pontiacs implosion in the 3rd allowed the Oilers to do what they do best, score. 3 unanswered left the Pontiacs searching for answers in a lopsided 6-2 loss.
They're a very opportunistic team that when you give them opportunities, they're going to score. And I thought Sandro Sylvester played terrific again tonight, gave us every opportunity to win the hockey game.
Our game plan was pretty much just come out hard and stick it to them early. And in those first 5-6 minutes, when we got those 2 goals on the first 5 shots, we were definitely there.
This team's a very good team. They have a great coach, great structure, lots of great players. But, we can compete with anyone. We have that same characteristics in our team. We just got to keep it simple, stick to our structure, and play consistent hockey for 60 minutes.
But in order to play consistent hockey means playing a team like Okotoks at even strength, something the Pontiacs failed to do throughout the game.
They got a lucky goal. I thought the first one had bounced off a skate and went under the corner of the net. And then I thought once we lost a little bit of momentum, then we took a bad penalty, and then we lost more momentum.
We got into penalty trouble, just simple stuff behind the play that is not effective, that doesn't help our team out in any way, and it just puts us on the penalty kill. And no matter how good you are in the PK, if you're playing shorthanded the whole game, it's pretty tough to score goals.
Friday's loss marks the 6th in a row for a Pontiacs team still very much trying to find its identity. And that task won't get any easier when on Tuesday, the team sent the AJHL's leading scorer, PJ Morocco, to the BCHL's Chilliwack Chiefs. That was followed closely by a Derek Brown trade request, meaning it's only a matter of time before this organization is without its 2 best players.
We were able to move PJ to a fantastic opportunity for himself, and we were able to help our organization out for the future as well.
As a leadership group, we've talked to all the young guys and made it clear that we can still accomplish a lot without even our 2 top point guys, and I think we're going to come far as a team. I think this is a little hiccup in what's going to be a larger leap forward.
We still believe we're contenders, so as far as the request, you know what, he's the kind of guy that he's going to do whatever he can to help this team every night, and that's our focus right now.
Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Bonnyville.